Hey guys, what's going on? This is the conservative speaking, and I wanted to talk about Jim Kenney. The Philadelphia mayor seems to have a problem in his hands. And the problem that he has on his hands is the amount of homicides that are raging in the city of Philadelphia. Obviously, this is a major issue, but it's a major issue that Mayor Jim Kenney, who is a Democrat, are not taking seriously. So in this latest story, Mayor Jim Kenney shifts blame on Harrisburg lawmakers as Philadelphia approaches 500 homicides. Quoting, "They don't care how many people get killed." But Mayor Jim Kenney, you are the mayor of Philadelphia. You have the arsenal capable of slowing down, or you actually have the capability of deterring crime in the city of Philadelphia. But Mayor Jim Kenney cares more about forcing people to take a vaccine than he does about actually cleaning up the crime that is going on in Philadelphia. Now, they're already at 499 homicides in Philadelphia. 499 homicides in Philadelphia, which is about a 40% increase from last year. Just to show you how bad that is, there were 499 homicides in the city of Philadelphia in 2020 alone. We are in the month of November, and we're already at 499 homicides. And at this rate, it is projected that Philadelphia will reach 600 homicides by the time 2021 is over with. I mean, we still have about a month and a week left of 2021. This clearly is not a good look. But it's really not a good look for mainly for one reason, and the one reason is just the simple fact that it seems as if these politicians are okay with just sitting back and letting the thugs run the city. All right, Jim Kenney is not putting any type of he's not putting any type of policies in place that will deter crime. And just to show you, let's go through this article right here. This was an article that was provided by CBS Philly. So, 500, that is the sobering number of homicides the city of Philadelphia is closing on right now. There have been 499 so far this year, which ties the number of homicides in all of last year. On Wednesday, Mayor Jim Kenney and other Philadelphia officials laid the blame on lawmakers in Harrisburg for the city's troubling gun violence epidemic. You're right. So he's blaming the guns instead of the people. I just have a question for Jim Kenney. Can a gun pick itself up, aim it at somebody, and pull the trigger? No, it takes someone with malicious intent. Okay? And it seems as if you are not holding these thugs accountable for their actions. I mean, you can take away all the guns that you want to. I mean, you can do a complete gun sweep and take away all the guns in the city of Philadelphia. All right? It's not going to stop the homicide rate in Philadelphia, because in the end, you guys are taking away the instrument. You're not taking away the person behind the instrument. Just saying. So let's go down here. Mayor Jim Kenney states, "It's heartbreaking, heart-wrenching. It's terrible to have to get up every morning and look at the numbers," Kenney says. A crime-weary Kenney expressed his frustration as the city's seemingly unstoppable daily gun violence takes a toll. The mayor, flanked by city leaders and the police commissioner, Daniel Outlaw, didn't mince words as he took direct aim at state lawmakers. Kenney called on the legislature to step aside and allow the city to control its own access to guns. Once again, you can control all the guns that you want. It's not going to stop the homicide rate raging in Philadelphia. Look at the city of Chicago. The city of Chicago has the strictest gun laws. They have the strictest gun laws of any city. And they lead the country. I mean, and this city leads in the most homicides committed in any city of this country. All right? The only other city that commits more homicides than they do is the city of Philadelphia. All right? So it just goes to show you gun control won't stop homicides. All right? Tough legislation, holding people's feet to the fire when they commit these vile acts, that's what's going to slow down the homicide rate. All right? If you want people to stop killing each other in Philadelphia, then make it so that they can't do it. All right? You have to deter people from committing heinous crimes, and they'll stop doing it, which is a stance that Jim Kenney can care less about taking. Because keep in mind, Jim Kenney allowed the Black Lives Matter agitators to go around and commit riots in the city of Philadelphia, and Jim Kenney just sat about and did nothing about it. All right? Because in the end, he doesn't care. All right? He plays politics to the people who support this agitated, evil, anarchic, Marxist group that are ran by a bunch of immoral people. A bunch of immoral, godless people are behind the Black Lives Matter movement. The same people who will go after anyone that doesn't play in their own little identity politics, but will not come out when black people are killing other black people. Where's Black Lives Matter? You can almost guarantee that they won't come out when there's black on black killings in the city of Philadelphia. But let's move on. There are people making money selling these guns, making these guns, and the legislature, not the people behind me, don't care, Kenney said. They don't care how many people get killed. We deserve better. Our children deserve better. Our community deserves better. Outlaw says, blah, 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 blah. Danielle Outlaw looks like a person that would rather be in a club than to be the police commissioner of Philadelphia. Why in the world do they? Why would they even have a woman running that? You know, women are emotional and irrational. Women cannot make sound decisions because they're into their feelings. Okay? They need a man. They need a man to guide them the right way, because a woman cannot guide herself, nor can she lead a bunch of men into battle, into these streets. All right? The woman is the mother. She wants to mother everyone. So the woman would rather give breaks than to put people in jail. All right, keep in mind, a lot of these single black women would rather want their sons to stay with them until they're 35, because these are the same type of women that will want their sons to replace what should be their husbands in the household. So keep in mind, these women are irrational, and no woman should be in a position to lead, let alone this woman. These victims are far more than a number, she added. It's not about when we reach 200, 300, 500, 600. These are people. These victims are brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, nieces, nephews, mentees, team members, classmates, many of them children, and for those whose lives have been tragically cut short, their lives have left a void in the hearts of their families, and their absence have left a profound impact in our community. Yeah, I know. Play the sympathy card. All right. I don't see the city of Philadelphia cracking down on crime, and we know who's committing the crime. It's the blacks. Clearly, this is black on black crime like none other. It's the blacks that are doing this, and they're sitting around and they're letting these thugs that come from broken down homes to commit these crimes, and yet they're not confronting these issues. All right, they're not putting these no good people in jail, and they're not getting these no good people the help that they need. They're not allowing these no good people to get to the root of their problems, which is just anger. A lot of these no good people have anger. They have anger towards growing up mainly in a broken down household, because it starts in the family. This is where the anger starts. This is why they wind up becoming thugs, because their no good mothers kept them away from their fathers, and because of that they grew resentment for their mothers, and then now they're taking it out on society. These people don't know how to act. Oh, but of course, they don't want to have a conversation about that. Oh, no, it's because they're living in poverty. Well, who was responsible for the blacks living in poverty? Who's responsible for that? Well, I'll tell you. Two factions. One would be the government, all right? Mainly a democratic government that thought that giving them housing projects or subsidized housing would help their cause, and two, the people who chose to live in those properties, because in the end, you poverty is a choice. All right, you're not poor because of poor circumstances. You're poor because you made poor decisions. But let's move on. I have a lot of solutions. Let me be the mayor of Philadelphia. I promise you. The homicide rate in Philadelphia will drastically drop. Drastically. In a week where Philadelphia has seen some of the most horrendous murder scenes, including a pregnant woman by the name of Jessica Covington. Was shot and killed returning from her baby shower, and that was her. And a mother gunned down in front of her 4-year-old twins. Officials are advocating for stricter gun laws, as if that's going to do anything. Outlaw says that despite the bleak homicide rate, the city is making a dent in crime. Amazing. I would love to see her. I would love to see the way that she was when she actually made that statement. Because if she was able to make that with a straight face, I don't know how she can. I don't know how anyone can make that statement really with a straight face. Without thinking to yourself, yeah, right. You're making a dent in crime. There's a 40% up mark from last year's crime. You have 499 homicides in the city of Philadelphia alone in 2020, and we are in the month of November, and the homicide rate is right at the same number that it was in all of 2020. Tell me what type of dent are you making in crime? But here's her statement. Early in the year, we are hovering over around a 40% increase in our homicides, and we are now closer to 13%. This is the thing that Outlaw said. So here's the thing: these people like to kind of pick their own numbers. They like to say, well, Well, the homicide rate early in the year was 40%, and now it's down to 13%. What you're not taking into account are the numbers. Yeah, it's a 13% increase. The city of Philadelphia witnessed 499 homicides in the city of Philadelphia last year. If the trend was going down, then the numbers should go down. The city of Philadelphia is already at 499 homicides in the month, just right now in 2021. There were 499 homicides in Philadelphia in all of 2020. Philadelphia is getting ready for an increase in homicides, possibly by 100 more. So to say that there's a dent in homicides just because she wants to play number politics is ridiculous. Well, early in the year it was 40%, and now we're down to 13. That doesn't mean that the number's not trending down. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. You see, and again, this is the reason why women should not run anything. This is the reason why women shouldn't be in control of anything. Do you really think Danielle Outlaw cares? I mean, look at her. Like, do you really think that Danielle Outlaw can really make these thugs not want to commit crime? The minute that they look at her, they'll say, "Yeah, please, please. You look like those thugs will probably look at her and say, "Hey, you look like you can be my next baby mother." She doesn't look like the type of person that can strike fear in these criminals' eyes. Please. I mean, gotta be kidding me. She's saying that, well, early in the year there was an increase in homicides about 40. It was in the 40% threshold, and now it's down 13%. And anyone that cannot be able to put everything together, people who do not believe that 2 + 2 = 4, not 5, would actually believe that the crime rate is going down. But if you compare the homicide rate or the homicide numbers of this year and you compare it to last year, you can see that there's a major uprise in homicides. It's not going down. The homicides are not trending down. They're coming up, and the homicides this year will surpass the numbers of last year significantly. There's a potential that you can that in 2021 the city of Philadelphia can see 100 more homicides than what they've seen last year. All right, another form of gaslighting that these liberal politicians play all the time. But the problem is you're doing it with people's lives. There's people's livelihoods that are gone for no reason at all, and all because Philadelphia politicians care more about playing politics than doing the right thing for the citizens of Philadelphia. Despite some progress, officials are desperately asking for the violence to stop. I'm begging, please stop shooting each other. Please stop killing our community, please. Darrell Clark, the president of City Council, said, and listen, this will be their battle cry. They're going to say this all the time. Black people, please stop killing each other. Put the guns down. Rather than saying, people, why don't you get your act together? Why don't you come back to God? Why don't you stop having children out of wedlock? Why don't you stop? Why don't you stop accepting welfare? Be accountable for your actions. No grown man nor woman should be on government assistance, and it's not the citizens' problems to deal with your welfare. It's not their responsibility. You should deal with your own welfare. Why don't you stop doing that and start being an individual? Oh no, you won't hear this from Daryl Clark though. Oh no. If anything, what you would hear is, well, these people are killing each other because they simply don't have the resources that other people in the suburbs have. As if the people in the suburbs were given anything. Yeah, they were given an opportunity. They took advantage of that opportunity, and because of that, they were able to generate their own wealth. These are things that these people will not say. Ask yourself a question. People like Daryl Clark that come up with the same, stop shooting each other, stop killing each other, when. Ask them where they live at. Where does Daryl Clark live at? I bet you he doesn't live in the inner city. He doesn't live in the area where these deplorable, despicable blacks are killing each other because of the hatred in their heart. Oh no, he wouldn't live there. Nor will he confront black people for the real issues that are happening in the black community. And it's not racism. Are you sitting there? So what's the next thing? Are you going to tell me that racism is the cause of black people shooting and killing each other? Black people kill other black people because black people have hatred. Hatred. All right. Keep in mind, 7,000 black people were killed in 2020 at the hands of other blacks. There were more black people killed in 2020 than black people killed in the entire existence of the Ku Klux Klan. Let that marinate. All right. Let that sit. Let that marinate for a minute. In the end, these people have to hold themselves accountable for their actions, and the politicians are not doing that. The politicians are now holding these thugs accountable for their actions. Case in point, Larry Krasner, the Philadelphia district attorney. Larry Krasner loves thugs. All right, it was because of Larry Krasner that hundreds of thugs that should be in jail. All right. Hundreds of convicts are let out, and they're out there committing the same amount of crimes. To prove that, let's see. I want to put that. Let's see. I believe it was James O'Connor. James O'Connor was a 23-year veteran on the force, and he was killed by Hassan Elliott. And Hassan Elliott was a person that violated his parole, his parole on a gun charge that he was convicted of due to having cocaine possession. And it was because of that Larry Krasner knew about it, ignored it, didn't go after the fact that he violated his parole. He went out and he wound up killing this police officer on the force on March 13th. Also, in 2018, it looks like he violated his parole while on bail, and then he went out and killed Tyrone. I mean, this was a guy that really never should have seen the light of day, and this is a guy that's causing havoc on the city of Philadelphia, and the DA is letting the thugs out. They're doing whatever they want. The mayor is not implementing laws to deter crime, such as stop and frisk, such as setting up a gang task force to round these thugs up and get them off the streets. Because keep in mind, a career crook is a career crook. All right, they're not out there working a 9 to 5. All right, The way that they make a living is by committing crimes. So it's easy to catch a thug in action. All right? You have to develop a task force to get in and wrap these thugs up. And who knows, you can get one of these thugs to then happen to be able to implicate other people in crimes. And then you can get them and then get them out of there. Get them off the streets. All right? No one should ever have to live in fear based on other people's actions. But the politicians care more about playing politics and playing up to Black Lives Matter votes and the black vote more than they actually care about taking care of black people and all of the citizens in Philadelphia. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section. Smash the like button and subscribe to my channel. Actually, leave a comment in the comment section after you subscribe to my channel. Click the like button if you like the content. Smash the like button. Share the content, and once again, subscribe to my channel. And when you subscribe, click the notification bell on so that you can be able to note when I'm able to deliver content on the double. And with that being said, this is the Conservative signing out. Have a blessed day.